We're working on some things, not football related. You know, Steph, he's my guy. Excuse me, I love him. He's a brother of mine.
But there's definitely something. I mean, remember last year, he left before talking to reporters. There was some sideline stuff, and I hate to be the sideline body language guy, but there was definitely some stuff. There was some cryptic tweets. There's some sort of frustration going on.
Whether it makes sense to anybody on the outside or not, that's how he feels, and that's how, you can't take that lightly. If someone feels a certain way, you can't just bubble over it.
I'm supportive of Stefon Diggs, and I say that it wouldn't be a Von Miller here in Buffalo without Steph for sure. So,
do we expect it resolved before tomorrow? Do we think he's going to be on the field? Any insight whatsoever at all this week?
Yeah, Steph is not here. Everybody else is here at the current time. Oh, very concerned. Yeah, very concerned.
If you asked me this morning, I would have said, sure, probably going to be on the field today, and then he wasn't. So
I respect everyone's questions and what they want to know about our team. Right now, I'm not going to get into that.
oh dang it. Question about Von now.
I think it has more to do than just football. There's the football piece, and then stuff that happens due to football.
Stefon Diggs is clearly heated with the Buffalo Bills right now. It has reached the point where he has failed to attend mandatory minicamp. And just this past season, we saw Diggs vent about the Bills on social media, especially after his outburst in the loss against the Bengals in the 2022 divisional round of the AFC playoffs. But this story has now started to get real strange, because right now Stefon Diggs' agent and the head coach of the Buffalo Bills have conflicting stories, and we have some new insight here right now that may change the way you view this situation. History could be repeating itself for Stefon Diggs. If you want more NFL content from me, WiFiWillie, make sure you hit that red subscribe button. Now let's get back to that content. NFL fans know this is not the first time that Stefon Diggs has been frustrated with the team. The Buffalo Bills knew exactly what they were getting into when they traded for Diggs in 2020. Back when he was a Minnesota Viking in October of 2019, Diggs wanted to force his way out of the Vikings. Ian Rappaport stated that Diggs was frustrated, he was not attending practice, and a lot of teammates are wondering if this guy wants to be there anymore. But things reached the highest point when Diggs tried to deny trade rumors and then got testy with reporters and ended up admitting those same trade rumors.
There's been speculation and stuff that you might want to be traded. Do you want to be traded?
Along with rumors and all that?
Yeah.
I feel like there's truth to all rumors, no matter how you dress it up.
So you do want to be traded?
I say that?
Well, you said
I said there's truth to all rumors, and what I mean by that, if you want to win it, you're not winning. Of course, you'll be frustrated. That's my answer.
Stefon Diggs fed the media the idea that he wanted to be traded away from the Minnesota Vikings. He made it clear he was unhappy, and what was so crazy about this was the fact that he had just signed a $72 million contract and was only in the first year of that contract in 2019. And that is why when we're looking at this situation right now between the Buffalo Bills and Stefon Diggs, history seems to be repeating itself. In March of 2020, the Buffalo Bills would find Josh Allen his future weapon and trade for Stefon Diggs and a 7th round pick from the Minnesota Vikings for a 1st round pick, 5th round, 6th round, and a future 4th round pick. And Stefon Diggs appeared optimistic about playing with Josh Allen, tweeting out that it is time for a new beginning. And Josh Allen, the quarterback, seemed stoked to get Diggs a part of his team, and he celebrated as well. The honeymoon is always the best part until the marriage actually ensues, and the honeymoon was sweet for the Buffalo Bills and Stefon Diggs. In 2020, his first year with his new team, Diggs would have the most receiving yards in a single season of his career, finishing with 1,535 yards. In 2021 and 2022, he would continually top his single season reception touchdown numbers, scoring 10 touchdowns in 2021 and then 11 in 2022. So statistically, quickly, everything had been going great for Stefon Diggs, the best ever in his career. But the Bills reached the AFC Championship game in 2020, but lost to the Chiefs. And then the following year in 2021, they lost in the divisional round to the Chiefs. And in this past season in 2022, they lost yet again in the divisional round, but this time to the Cincinnati Bengals. And recently, as of 7 to 8 months ago, Stefon Diggs goes out of his way to praise his team and also quarterback Josh Allen.
Him throwing me the ball and shit like that, like I owe him a lot of credit to my success. He kind of like changed my career to the point where I wanted to be.
But he is still clearly upset with the lack of success, especially in the playoffs, which is why he made this dramatic statement to HBO's The Shop just a few months ago. In March, he talked about having trouble wrapping his brain around the lack of success, and he also stated that they have the players and the plays, but S is just not coming together. This frustration makes sense coupled with the events that occurred in the loss in the playoffs in 2022 against the Bengals. Diggs was clearly upset with Josh Allen in the passing game, waving his arms in disbelief at Allen while he sat on the sideline. Keep in mind, Diggs ended that game with only 4 receptions and 35 yards. And Josh Allen, the professional quarterback, tries to claim that there's no beef between them and that Diggs is just a fiery guy. We've also seen him get a little too passionate with Josh Allen before. We also know after that Bengals loss, Diggs reportedly left the locker room before the coaches even arrived, and running back Duke Johnson had to grab him and convince him to go back into the locker room to hear the post-game speech. And we've seen at OTAs in 2023, Josh Allen trying to downplay the discord between Stefon Diggs and the Buffalo Bills.
Everything good with him and you?
Yeah, absolutely. Steph's gonna Steph. I love the guy. He really is. He's one of my favorite people on this planet. I know he's not here right now, and I wish he was here, but OTAs are a little bit of a different beast when it comes to all that stuff. But
people have speculated that maybe Stefon Diggs just wants some more help around him, doesn't really have any dynamic playmakers other than him. Perhaps D-Hop is something that he's interested in, but that doesn't make sense that he would want more help around him when he's struggling to even get 35 yards in the playoffs. But now this situation between the Bills and Diggs has reached a tipping point. Stefon Diggs has not attended OTAs and has now missed mandatory minicamp. And head coach Sean McDermott of the Buffalo Bills said that he's very concerned that Diggs is not there.
Steph is not here. Everybody else is here at the current time. Oh, very concerned. Yeah, very concerned.
We know this is not a contract issue. According to Over the Cap, Stefon Diggs just signed a $24 million a year extension just last season and has the second highest wide receiver salary in the NFL. But what is so crazy is the fact that Diggs' agent claims that Stefon Diggs is going to be there for mandatory minicamp. And this statement contradicts the head coach, who says that he is not there and he's very concerned. And so the NFL world is grappling between these two statements. Things are not adding up right now. Turns out that Diggs was there for the pre-medical testing but did not practice and left before the start of practice at mandatory minicamp. Many believe around the NFL, especially Ian Rappaport, that it would be impossible for Diggs to leave the Bills after receiving this contract extension. But always remember, in 2019, all the talking heads said the same thing, that the Vikings gave him this extension and that they have no plans on trading him despite how unhappy he may seem. But history always repeats itself, and Bills fans are upset. He has a top 5 QB, a top 5 roster, and was just paid by the Buffalo Bills. But apparently, it is all not good enough for Stefon Diggs. And this wide receiver, who no one could deny is extremely talented, could be forcing himself out of a different organization for the second time in his career. Let me know in the comments below what you think is gonna happen to Stefon Diggs. Like this video and subscribe to this channel for more NFL content like this. My name is WiFiWillie. Peace out, and I hope you have a good one.